Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅgham saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Appakāte manussesu ye jana pāragāminu attāyaṃ itarā pajā tīrameva anudhāvati. Of all humans, only a few cross the flood and go to the other shore. The rest are here in this shore. They are just running around in this shore. Friends, this is how the Buddha talked about the nature of humans. Most of humans, they are here within this shore. They do not cross over the flood. They do not go to the other shore. Only a few, the Buddha said. Appaka, appa means very few. Appaka te manussesu ye jana pāragāmini. Only a few goes to the other side. Only a few can go. So, this is how the Buddha said, Buddha explained it. I am very happy to be here today with you, this special, beautiful surroundings, Kentin Highlands. So, this is a special retreat. It's a thematic retreat. We have a theme for this retreat. The theme is see things as they really are. In parallel with that, today we want to start the first talk. For this talk, our topic is how to see things as they are in daily life. In order to see things as they are in daily life, as I see, we should have 5 factors. What are the 5 factors? Mindfulness. First one is mindfulness. Secondly, clear comprehension. Thirdly, compassion. Fourth, patience. Fifth, wisdom. These are very important. These are very important factors. So these 5 are to be developed. How should we develop this? These are to be developed by our practicing, meditation. So we cannot develop this first and then come to daily life. Daily life is every day. In every day, while practicing, we have to meditate. While applying this in our daily life, we have to meditate. While meditate, we have to do this. We have to put this, apply this in our daily life. You know, in daily life, anything can happen. Especially in lay life, there are a lot of problems. Lot of things to do. Say, for instance, accident. When you meet an accident, nobody wants to hit anybody else. It is accident. That is why it is called accident, not intentional. But what happens? Sometimes people are not aware of it well, since they don't know properly, since they don't see it as it is, they start to fight even. Sometimes people fight and they sometimes take the driver off the car, off vehicle, and blow him. Or they do something against the law. Such things happen because of not understanding, not seeing things as they are. We have to see things. We have to come to the situation. We have to understand the situation properly in our daily life. That is what is called see things as they are in daily life. As Buddhists, especially as Buddhists, when something happens, we have to understand the situation. That is what I mean by understanding, seeing things as it is, as they are. Say, for instance, we have to face difficulties in life, such as your son is sick, your daughter is sick, your mom is sick, gravely ill. Then we should not panic. We should understand. We should come to the present situation. Not only sick, sometimes everybody has to face death of our near ones, dear ones. On such occasion also, we have to be very careful. We have to be very calm and mindful. We have to maintain our mindfulness. And also we have to maintain clear comprehension. We have to understand clearly this is the nature. When the mom is going to die, if we start to cry, then we cannot do anything. When the dear one, your near one, dear ones, going to die, if we simply start to cry emotionally, if we do something emotionally, then that is not seeing things as they are. Therefore, on such an occasion, we have to come to the situation and understand what is going on. So, for this, we have to practice. We have to understand. We have to develop our mindfulness. We have to develop our clear comprehension. We have to develop our patience. We have to develop our compassion and also wisdom. Wisdom is not something to gain. Wisdom is the highest position, highest state of mind through which we can see true. Wisdom is not knowledge. Wisdom can be gained only when the mind is calm, quiet. It is through meditation. So this is how we have to practice, and we have to develop our mind, develop these qualities so that we can face our daily life bravely, peacefully. Then we can lead our life properly. So in our daily life we face such situations. We can take lessons from the Buddha's life. You know, the Buddha had to face such situations, many different such situations. For instance, one day a lady came with a dead child. You know this story. When the lady came to monastery, people saw that the lady was coming with a dead child. Then the people asked her to throw this away as the child was dead, but she was not ready to accept it. Then she said, "No, I can get some medication for my child." One person said that it is then better you go to the monastery. There the Buddha, he is the best doctor. So when she went to the monastery, Buddha understood the situation properly. Buddha never asked her, "Now your child is dead, better you go." Oh, Buddha did not chase her away. Buddha said, "If you can do me a favor, I can treat him." So then Buddha asked her to go and bring some mustard seed from a house where there had not death occurred. Then she went from house to house asking some mustard seed, then ask whether anybody died at this particular place, at their house. Then everybody said, "Why not my father died, my grandma died," like that. Every house, death occurred. She eventually understood this. So that is how the Buddha faced the situation. Another time, a lady came, Patachara, came naked. When she came to the Buddha, she was naked. She was like a crazy girl. She came because her parents, she lost her parents, lost her children, husband, they all lost on the same day. She became like mad. She came to the Buddha. And Buddha understood the situation. And some people started to reprimand, sort of reproach, rebuke the Buddha against certain ladies. The people said that Buddha and his disciples have killed this particular lady, one particular lady, as she was killed by another group, a heretic group. The people started to blame the Buddha, rebuke the Buddha, reprimand the Buddha, saying that Buddha and his disciples killed him. Buddha kept silent. But Ananda said, "Bhante, now everybody is criticizing us. Why should we stay here? Let's go somewhere else." So then the Buddha said, "No, this is not the right thing to do. Let's wait here. If we go somewhere else, then the people, they themselves might, one day they themselves might do the same thing. If they say something, if they start to blame us, then we'll have to go to another place." So like that, facing the situation, there was a person named Alabaka. Buddha went to his place. When the Buddha went to his place, he was not there. He had gone somewhere else. Then Buddha sat on his Alabaka's seat. Then Alabaka came. As he saw the Buddha was sitting on his own seat, he said, "Get out." He said, "Get out." Buddha, being silent, being so obedient, humble, Buddha went out. Then he said, "Get in." Again Buddha went in. For the second time he asked the Buddha to get out. Then Buddha got out. Second time he asked him to get in. The third time did the same thing. The fourth time, now you see, this is how the Buddha faced the situation, understood the situation. Buddha taught us the lessons. These are the lessons that we can understand and we can apply this in our daily life. See how the Buddha's patience, compassion. We have no that much compassion, that much patience, it is true, but we are the disciples. We are the followers of that master, that teacher, that greatest master, greatest teacher. Therefore we have to take the lessons from him. So when he said, for the fourth time, when he said that get out, Buddha said, "No, do whatever you can." Then he said, "I ask you questions. If you can't answer the questions, I'll take you by your feet and throw you away the Ganges, this river." The Buddha said, "No, there is no such person in the whole system of the world to take me by the feet and throw me away from over the Ganges. But if you like to ask questions, you better ask questions." Then he asked, He asks questions, many different questions. Just to understand the first thing what he asks. He asks, Kinsu the vittang purisassa settang. What is the greatest wealth for man, humans? What is the greatest wealth? He asks. Kinsu the vittang purisassa settang. Then, Kinsu suchinno sukama vahati. When collected, when acquired, what brings happiness? Second question. Kinsu have sadhutarang rasanang. Of all taste, what is the best? Third question. Katang jivin jivitamahu settang. What is the best way of life? He asked not only one, 4 questions. He asked 4 questions. So the Buddha answered, Kinsu the vittang purisassa settang. When he asked the first question, what is the greatest wealth for humans? Buddha said, Saddhi the vittang purisassa settang. It is saddha, confidence. You see, the greatest wealth. Saddha is very much significant. Confidence, faith, conviction, trust. You have to trust the Buddha. You have to trust the Dhamma. You have to trust the Sangha. Saddha is that. That is the greatest wealth. If we have saddha, we are the richest. Saddhi the vittam purisassa settam. Secondly, Dhammo suchinno sukama vahati. Dhamma here means merit, meritorious deed. When do good deeds, more and more good deeds. When you do such things, when you acquire things, good deeds, meritorious deeds, results, then it brings happiness. Dhammo suchinno sukama vahati. Satchang have sadhutarang rasana. Thirdly, the Buddha answered, the best among all tastes, the best is the taste of Dhamma. Satchang have sadhutarang rasana. Of all tastes, the best is satcha, truth. Truth is the best of all taste of truth. Then panya jivin jivitamaho settang. Panya, wisdom. Leading life with wisdom is the best. So in this manner the Buddha faced the situation. Like Angulimala, you know, the person with finger garlands. When he came to the Buddha, did he come to respect the Buddha? To be friend with the Buddha? He came with the sword, raising his sword. Stop samana. That is what he said. Stop now. You are running. Stop samana. That is how he said. Buddha said, I have stopped, but you are not yet. Then said, he realized it, he understood it. So that is how the Buddhas. We can take these different situations and understand this and apply this in our daily life as well. Whenever something happens in our daily life, we have to come to the situation and we have to see the situation as it is and take the right decision. That is why we have to be mindful. That is why we have to maintain clear comprehension of the situation. That is why we have to be patient. And also we should not forget our compassion towards the persons who are involved in that. And then we have to apply our wisdom as well. So these 5 factors are very much significant. The Buddha has taught Dhamma in this manner. When we think of a person like worldly people, those who are practicing these things, develop these things, they can apply these things to daily life. But the people, the more are those who do not do such things. They are called worldlings, worldly people. Buddha has defined them clearly. Asutava. They are asutava putujjano. That is how the Buddha said. Asutava putujjano. They have not heard of this Dhamma. They have not heard. Asutava putujjana means worldlings. Aryanang adassavi. They have never seen the noble ones. Aryanang adassavi. Arya dhamme avinito. They have not discipline in the noble one's Dhamma. Such people are worldly people. They grasp things, simply grasp emotionally. The Buddha said they simply grasp things emotionally. In the Majjhima Nikaya, the first discourse is very much important, referring to this different stages of people. How people see things, how people grasp things, conceive things. Buddha said, such a person, asutava putujjano, as he is a worldly person, asutava putujjano, he sees earth as earth, earth as earth. He sees earth, and when he sees earth, patavim patavito sanjanati. Sanjanati means conceive. He conceives earth as earth. When he sees earth as earth, he thinks that I am in the earth, or I am on the earth, or I am going away from the earth, referring to earth, water, air, heat, whatever. Not only that, anything, referring to anything. He thinks, grasps anything as his own, or as it is his or her own, and then cling to that. Delight. That delight is the problem. When the person is not known to the things, simply delight things, grasp things. That is what happened to all of us, if we are not mindful. If we are not mindful in daily life, we grasp things and will delight. Delight ends with what? Delight ends with clinging. Upadana. Upadana pacchaya bhava. The Buddha said upadana pacchaya bhava. When dependent on clinging, existence come to be. Bhava pacchaya jati. Dependent on existence, birth takes place. Birth comes to be. Jati pacchaya jara marana soka parideva dukkha domanassa upayasa sambhavanti. It is because of jati, because of birth, decay, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and whole mass of suffering come to be. It is because of clinging. Therefore, Buddha says that clinging is to be understood. Be mindful to understand. So if we are mindful enough, we do not cling to things. So such a persons, worldly persons, easily cling to things as seeing things as objectively. Things subjectively, not objectively, subjectively. They think as mine. Things are mine. Me, myself. That is how the people, without clear understanding, without seen things properly, they cling to things, thinking as mine, me, myself. They see things as permanent, satisfied. Things are mine, like that. With that, they try to enjoy things, enjoy life. But there's nothing to delight, nothing to enjoy. Once in the time of the Buddha, group of husbands, about 500 husbands, they wanted Visakha, you know Visakha, the chief benefactress, as she was the example, the best example woman. The husbands wanted Visakha to train their wives. So the wives went to Visakha's place, and they were under her in a particular training. During this time, one day they went to a particular grove, particular garden, pleasure garden, and they had some intoxicants. The wives, these ladies, had some intoxicant, some liquor, drugs, sort of drugs. Then what happened? She punished them. Visakha punished them. And another day, they went to temple with some liquor, intoxicant liquor, in their little bottles. They took this to the temple and had this in the temple. Eventually, they all became intoxicated in front of the Buddha. Now the ladies have taken intoxicants. They are under liquor, drunkard ladies, in front of the Buddha to listen to the Buddha. Now when the Buddha started to talk, they started to laugh. Then Buddha understood what the situation was. Thereafter the Buddha said, "What's laughter? Konu haso? What's laughter? Kimanando? What is jubilation? Niccang pajjalite sati." When the world is all the time ablaze, the world is ablaze. What's laughter? What's jubilation? Niccam pajjalite sati. Andhakarena onadda. You are shrouded with the darkness of ignorance. Padipanna gavesata. Why not light the lamp? That is how the Buddha said, why not light the lamp? How to light the lamp? We have to light our own lamp. For our whole life, we are dark. We are in what I call dark. Darkness is ignorance. As long as we have ignorance, we are in dark. You have to understand that. As we are ignorant, we try to lead life seeking pleasures, sensual pleasures. So the Buddha said, Subhanupassing viharantang indriyesu asangutang bhojanam hicha amattanyung kusitang hina viryam tangve pasahati maro vato rukkang vadubbalang. Such persons who are seeking sensual pleasures, who do not know moderate eating, asubhanu and asubhanupassing virant, subhanupassing virant, they lead the life seeking pleasures. They are lazy. Such persons are like wind throw away a weak tree. Such people are thrown away, overpowered by Mara. Therefore, we need to understand this. Ignorance is to be understood. It is because of ignorance all formations come to be. The whole Paticca Samuppada comes to be because of ignorance. That also to be understood. It is once the Buddha compared this to a huge mountain in a particular discourse named Danta Bhumi Sutta. Stages of different tamed stages. There the Buddha said, Buddha compared ignorance to a huge mountain. When there is a huge mountain in front of you, you cannot see the other side. Again the Buddha said, Anda bhuto ayang loko. This world is blind. You see? Anda bhuto ayang loko. This world is blind. Tanu ketta vipassasi. Only a few can see it. Only a few can see correctly. Tanu ketta vipassasi. Sakonto jala muttova apposaggaya gat. Just as the birds hunter's net, only a few, only one, two escape from the net. When the hunter spread the net to capture the birds, only a few escape. All others are captured. Just like that, only few can escape from this net of Mara. That is also to be understood. So, we to understand our daily life. In our daily life, Dhamma is to apply in our daily life. Not to kept in the cupboards. Not to kept in the libraries. Whatever the Dhamma we practice, we to apply in our daily life. So, to apply this, we have to understand our own nature. We have perception. If we are ignorant, if we are not knowing what is going on, our perception is called perverted perception. We see things, it's true, but what we see is not real. What we hear is not real. What we smell is not real. What we taste is not real. What we experience as tangible object is not real. What we think, what we take the mental object is not real. So, when we see things, what happens? Let's understand how the perception takes place. To understand daily, to see things as they are in daily life, we have to understand our perception. We see things as they appear. As they appear, not as they are. That is the problem. When we see things, we have to have eye, object, and consciousness. Basically these three things at least. Buddha said, Chakkuncha paticca rupecha uppajjati chakku viññānam. When there is eye, form, then uppajjati chakku viññānam. Eye consciousness arises. Tinnang Sangati, these three, I, form and consciousness come together. Come together. Tinnang Sangati. Then it is called Passo. Passo means contact. These three, when the three come together, it is called contact. Tinnang Sangati Passo. Passa Pachaya Vedana. Then, as a result of contact, feeling takes place. Passa Pachaya Vedana. Now, we see something and contact. With that contact, feeling arises. When feeling arises, what happens? This is where the problem arises. When we see things, if the object is happy, pleasant object, because of our ignorance, because of our not understanding clearly, not seeing clearly, we grasp that, we delight it. When we see the object, abhinandati, we delight on the object. Abhinandati, Buddha said abhinandati, delight. Not only delight, then we say it, abhivadati. We say it, beautiful, wow. That is abhivadati. We say something. Abhinandati, abhivadati. Ajjosa tittati. Then we go into that and become part and parcel of it. Delight, being delighted. We cling to that and as a pleasant object. That is one side. The Buddha said 3 types of feeling. Sukha Vedana, Dukkha Vedana, Adukka Asukha Vedana. So this is what is called Sukha Vedana, happy feeling. When you have happy feeling, pleasant feeling, that is what happens. On the other side, Dukkha Vedana. When we have Dukkha Vedana, unhappy or painful feeling, what happens? We don't like. Sochati, we regret. Sorrowful. Sochati. Khilamati, we are like painful. Khilamati. Urattalin kandati, sometimes we beat the heart, beat the chest and cry because we don't like it. No, I don't like. That is the other side. That is unpleasant side. Painful side. Now, if you come to the middle, what happens? When you come to middle, there tasya assadancha adinavancha samudayancha attagamancha assadancha adinavancha yata bhutan nappajana. Samudayancha attagamancha assadancha adinavancha nissaranancha yata bhutan nappajana. You don't know 5 things. If it is pleasant, you cling to that. If it is unpleasant, you push it away, repulsion. If it is middle, neutral, you don't know. There the Buddha said, you have ignorance. Underlying tendency of ignorance arises there. Then you don't know. You don't know samudaya, the arising nature. Attagama, perishing nature. You don't know satisfaction. You don't know its danger. You don't know the cessation. You don't know. That is ignorant. This is why, friends, the Buddha taught us to be mindful. To be mindful, we have to understand what mindfulness is. We have to develop mindfulness. In order to develop mindfulness, Buddha gave us a technique that is called establishment of mindfulness. Establishment of mindfulness, for which the Buddha delivered a special discourse named establishment of mindfulness, Satipatthana. Let's try to understand a little bit about Satipatthana, because it is very relevant to this topic and very relevant to our practice. Satipatthana Sutta was delivered to a group of monks while the Buddha was dwelling in the present day Delhi. When the Buddha addressed the monks, Buddha said, Ekayano ayang bhikkhave maggo sattanang visuddhya soka pariddhavanang samatikkamaya dukkha domanassanang atthangamaya nyayassa adhigamaya nibbanassa satchikiriyaya. Monks, this is the only direct way. This is the only direct way for the purification of beings, for the overcoming of sorrow and lamentation, for the disappearance of pain and grief, for the entering of the path, and for the attainment of enlightenment. For 5 reasons. 5 reasons Buddha taught this sutta. Purification. Purification of man, purification of humans. This is the only direct way. So then after that Buddha questioned, what is that way? What is that way? Buddha said, these 4 establishments of mindfulness. These 4 establishments of mindfulness. What are the 4? Mindfulness, establishment of mindfulness as body. Body as body. Secondly, feelings as feelings. Third, mind as mind. Fourth, mental objects as mental objects. So the Buddha gave this technique as the technique for meditation. This is the Buddha's technique for meditation. 4 foundations or 4 establishments of mindfulness. Whereas the Buddha explained the first one, establishments of mindfulness on body as body. Where Buddha gave 6 different methods to practice. The first one is mindfulness of breathing. Mindfulness of breathing, that is what we are practicing here. When practice mindfulness of breathing, Buddha recommended us a proper posture and congenial places. He suggested some congenial places for us to practice. He said, go to a woods, thicket, jungle. Secondly, Buddha said, go to the foot of a tree. Third, go to an empty house like this. Those are the places. Then he said, sit cross-legged. Keep the body straight, erect body. Give attention to the front of your face and understand your breath. Sattva assa sati, breathing in mindfully. Sattva passa sati, breathing out mindfully. That's the first thing to do. That is what we practice throughout the day today. And then Buddha said, understand lone breath. There is a lone breath. When there is a lone breath, understand it as a lone breath. Then where there is lone, there is short. Understand short breath. That is what we want to practice tomorrow. Then the Buddha said, whole breath body, understand the whole breath body from beginning to the end. And then said, calm in the breath, calm in. These are different stages. We can experience this. That is how the Buddha taught us how to practice mindfulness of breath. Then the Buddha said, there are postures. Whatever we do, wherever we go, we have only 4 postures. We go. When we go somewhere. Wherever we go, it's called going, walking. When you walk, be mindful. When you go somewhere, be mindful. When you are standing somewhere, be mindful. When you are sitting somewhere, wherever you are sitting, be mindful. Then when you are reclining, when you are sleeping, be mindful. This is how the Buddha pointed out practice of 4 postures. Then Buddha said how to be mindful and apply clear comprehension. Whenever you go forward, be mindful. When you come back, be mindful. When you look at this way, that way, be mindful. When you stretch your limbs, be mindful. When you bend your limbs, be mindful. When you eat, be mindful. When you taste, be mindful. When you drink, be mindful. When you use any tool, be mindful. When you use your cloth, be mindful. Even when you use restrooms, be mindful. That is how the Buddha said. These are the things. These are the things to be practiced. So in daily life, as we are practicing, as we are practitioners, these are the things to be practiced. Then Buddha taught us another method. All these are different methods. Then another method. He said, understand the parts of this body. The nature, real nature of this part. Real nature is repulsiveness. There's nothing permanent here. Nothing valuable here. Nothing made of gold, silver, pearl, nothing. So understand these parts as they are. Then another method. Observe this body and understand 4 elements. 4 elements. Earth, water, fire, air. And again the Buddha said, when there is wherever you see a dead body, a corpse, understand different stages and compare it with you. This is what happened to me also. Like that, different methods were given. 6 different methods were given in the sutta. That is how to practice mindfulness of body as body. Then the Buddha said, practice mindfulness of feelings as feelings. That is another completely different one. Whereas you are supposed to observe your body, observe your mind, understand the feelings. Give your attention to your feelings and understand feelings as feelings. We have different feelings. Happy feeling, unhappy feeling, neutral feeling, worldly feeling, unworldly feeling. You to observe, understand the different feelings. Then the Buddha taught us, understand mind as mind. Our object for meditation is mind. You have to understand when the mind is affected by lust, we have to understand it as affected by lust. If it is unaffected by lust, we have to understand it as unaffected by lust. If it is affected by hatred, we have to understand it is affected by hate. Like that. Different nature of mind. When we practice in this manner, we can come to the fourth establishment of mindfulness, which is called Dhammanupassana. That is the realization. That is the realization. We can realize our hindrances and completely cut off hindrances. With that complete eradication of hindrances, we can realize the real nature of these five aggregates. Real nature. What is the real nature of five aggregates? Dukkha. The real nature is arising. Arising of this form and passing. Arising nature of feeling and the passing nature. Like that we can understand these five aggregates. Then we can understand 12 bases. Internal 6 bases, external 6 bases. Then we can understand, we can develop 7 factors of enlightenment. When we develop 7 factors of enlightenment, of the seventh one is upekkha, equanimity. When the mind is developed, when we developed our upekkha, equanimity, uppaikkati, we see inside. Uppaikkati, we see inside. When we see inside, what we can see? Dukkha. When we see inside, we can understand dukkha arises because of craving. When we see inside, we can understand if we cut off this craving, that is cessation. For which the path is the Noble Eightfold Path. That is nothing but Sila, Samadhi, Panya. When we practice in this manner, we can come to the path and we can come to the completion of the path and attain enlightenment. Buddha said in this discourse, at the end of this discourse, rather than giving this assurance, Buddha said, if monks, if anyone is practicing these 4 establishments of mindfulness in this manner, for 7 years one can attain enlightenment. Or if residue remain in any particular impurities, one can be a non-returner. Then Buddha said, not necessary 7 years. Within 6 years you can do that. Then reduce in time. Within 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, within 1 year. Not necessary 1 year, the Buddha said 7 months. Within 7 months you can do. Then again reduce time. 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, like that. Finally the Buddha said, within 7 days. Within 7 days you can attain Nibbana, attain enlightenment. Or if impurities remain, you will be a non-returner. So friends, that is how the Buddha assured, how the Buddha taught us this Dhamma. Let's understand this wonderful teaching of the Buddha. And let's practice this Dhamma so that we can apply this Dhamma in our daily life. And we can see things as they are in daily life. And eventually, one day, here in this very world, we can attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. May we all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana.